my dear?
My name is John Marston!
God damn it!
Hey there, this is part 2 of the real weapons versus game weapons section. Today we look at 4 repeaters such as Evans, Carbine, Lancaster and Litchfield. I won't drag out the video, so put on your cowboy hats, reload your guns and...
Easy, boy.
Imagine you're in the wilds of the American frontier, standing tall with a rifle that promises not just speed, but also incredible firepower. The Evans repeater is a beast of a weapon, one that was ahead of its time. It was designed in 1873 by a man named Evans, who was sick of the limitations of single-shot rifles. He invented a firearm that could unleash multiple rounds without the need for constant reloading. The Evans repeating rifle used a unique tabular magazine that could hold up to 28 rounds, an impressive feat for its time. This design allowed the shooter to maintain continuous fire, unlike many of its contemporaries that require reloading after every shot. With a 28 round capacity, it was almost like a machine gun in the hands of someone who knew how to wield it. Soldiers, lawmen, and outlaws alike all admired its ruggedness and utility in long-range combat. It was one of the first true repeaters, setting the stage for many of the firearms we know today. Despite its innovation, the Evans repeater had a bit of a mixed reputation. While the rifle's magazine was a marvel of engineering, it wasn't without its flaws. The design made it difficult to reload quickly in the heat of a battle, and the tube magazine could sometimes misfit. Even amidst those flaws, the Evans repeater was revered as a revolutionary step in repeating rifle technology. Now, the Spencer Carbine is one of the most iconic guns of the Civil War era. It was a game changer, bringing firepower and speed to the battlefield like never before. Developed by Christopher Spencer in 1860, this lever-action carbine became one of the most effective tools for Union soldiers. The Spencer repeater was one of the first true lever-action repeaters in military history. Before this, soldiers had to load each round individually, making battle a slow and tedious process. But with the Spencer Carbine, soldiers could fire 7 rounds in quick succession, a massive advantage in combat. The Carbine's box magazine allowed for rapid reloading, giving Union soldiers the edge they needed during key engagements. Interestingly, while the Spencer Carbine was a favorite of the Union troops, it wasn't so well received by the Confederacy. Its quick firepower scared the Southern forces, and they often struggled to find a way to counter it. It's said that one Confederate general, Robert E. Lee, even remarked that the Spencer Carbine was one of the reasons the South ultimately lost the war. The Spencer Carbine didn't just make an impact in the Civil War, it was also used in the Indian Wars, and even as late as the 1880s. Lawmen and outlaws alike carried it for its rugged reliability. Even though its production was limited to just over 100k rifles, its reputation remains legendary. The Lancaster repeater in RDR2 is not to one of the most iconic rifles in American history, the Winchester Model 1866, sometimes called the Yellow Boy because of its distinctive brass frame. This rifle made history as one of the first successful repeating rifles in the world. When it first hit the market, the Winchester Model 1866 revolutionized firearm technology. This rifle was born from the success of the Henry rifle and took it a step further, improving the design to make it more reliable. The Winchester 1866 had a solid reputation for being durable and easy to use, which made it a favorite among settlers, lawmen, and even outlaws. It became a staple for anyone who needed a dependable, quick-to-load weapon, especially in the rough and tumble of the Wild West. The Lancaster Model 1866 became synonymous with the American frontier, and it's said that even infamous figures like Jesse James used one in their exploits. With its ability to fire quickly and accurately, it made a perfect weapon for those living on the edge of civilization. In fact, many historians believe that the Winchester 1866 was one of the reasons why the Western frontier was tamed so quickly. Those who carried it had a significant advantage over those who didn't. The Litchfield repeater might look like a gun straight out of the history books, and that's because it shares its origins with the 1860 Henry rifle. When you think of iconic rifles from the Civil War era, the Henry rifle is one of the first that comes to mind. It's considered by many to be predecessor to the Winchester 1866, and in many ways it laid the groundwork for modern repeating rifles. The Henry rifle was revolutionary in its design. It used a lever action mechanism, which allowed for faster reloading and a higher rate of fire than most other rifles of its time. The rifle could hold up to 16 rounds in a stabler magazine, an impressive feat compared to the single-shot rifles commonly used by soldiers during the Civil War. What made the Henry particularly dangerous to the Confederate forces was its ability to keep firing. Soldiers could load and shoot at a faster rate than ever before, which turned the tide of many battles. It says that the Henry rifle was one of the weapons that gave Union soldiers a significant tactical advantage. After the war, the Henry became a favorite of frontiersmen, lawmen, and outlaws alike. Its design was adapted and improved upon by the Winchester Company, making it one of the most well-known rifles families in history. The legacy of the Henry lies on today, with its influence still seen in many of the repeating rifles we use in modern times.